Hello, everybody. How's it going? Oh, what a day. What a day it's been. A lot of energy clearing, a lot of death and rebirth energy, a lot of friction in the United States, in this continent. There is some friction going on. And so we're just doing what we can through this eclipse passageway to navigate, to shift, to let the echoes of the old fall, to allow them to be old creations and to shift in the new. It's a lot of surrendering judgment, surrendering fight, surrendering discord right now so we can belong to peace again, belong to unity and belong to our brothers, our sisters, our tribes, our councils. So here we've got our lovely mama candle lit. And I'm going to do a little reading for... Got a lot of mama energy showing up here today. We even got Mama Dragon here. Mama Kuan Yin showing up strong for the reading. So we're going to do I was guided to do a special message for my Galactic family. For those of you who know, you know, there's a lot of work going on right now. And so I just want to say thank you to the Galactic families, for all of you that are doing your part, that are separating your life paths from all the misery, pain, punishment, and suffering that has been going on for eons of time, and awakening to the new from within. The child is really important right now, okay? Letting go of scarcity mindset, letting go of screwy belief systems, letting go of suffering entirely has been such a major focal point of awakening to the new within. And we just take this moment by moment. We take everything in stride and we just kind of collapse these realities. We collapse these time frames. We collapse these systems. And today, the choice point is to go for gold. Just go for gold, however that appears for you. Whatever that frequency, however it exists for you, we go for gold. Now, so for myself, this is, that ninth dimensional gold light, and carrying that with me in all that I do, bringing that forward of that crystalline consciousness, and repairing. There's a lot of old threads, a lot of old tendrils that are there, and it is very much so awakening the new song, the new harmony from within us, as we are dissolving all those old identities with grace and with flow. And we're not coming from the energy of more, we're coming from the energy of no more. So a lot of it is being grateful for what we have here and now, honoring and surrendering to the process, but also being aware of the energy of more, where we're not feeling complete just as we are, when we feel like we're suffocating ourselves or suffocating others by needs, wants, desires, hopes, and dreams, right? So a lot of this practicing of healthy detachment that's occurring right now in our own lives is requiring us to start shifting into a new place of surrender, a new place of belonging to the self, and a new place of belonging to the I. Singular form I am, unified with the we are. Okay? Unified with the we are. So, a lot of oracle work going on, okay? So we are going to do a reading now for the Galactic families. Ah, yes. Woo! Here we go! There she is. All right, Mama multidimensionality right now. Mama Creator, Queen of Cups, Mama Multidimensionality, letting us know about the old stories in the heart. So we have old timelines, old unraveling, old belief systems that are coming out. So now it's a result of having to go into heart purification and into the realms of the waters of love, right? And so this is about self-love. This is about self-advocacy. It is about hope. It's about standing up for who you are, but also recognizing that the sound of the 7 trumpets, it happens here. It's that place of belonging. It's that place of no more. It's that place of awakening that light from within, awakening the child, awakening the angelic, right? And a part of that no more frequency is we surrender to this light within the heart, but we also surrender to the void as well. Energetic foundations. Energetic foundations. Going within, whether this is in nature or whether it's within your own home. What this is requiring us to do right now is to go within and to discover what it is we're here to bring forward, what it is we're here to complete, what agreements are we here to fulfill, what can we shift in our own lives to change the course of destiny for not only ourselves, but for humanity. Because we're speaking of humanity at large. Every time that we make a choice at the micro level, it does expand and extend out into the macro. So then it's what is that choice? What is that sovereignty decree, right? What is that freedom that we announce through the heart? What is this pathway in light, right? The meaning of light in our own lives. Because when we look at the word enlightenment, right, it's in light. We are working with light, in light, as light, and we're meant to be light. What is that? How does that belong to you? How does that extend out through the form? And how can we purify our hearts? Again, purify our hearts. This is a labor of love, guys. It's a labor of love. All right. So we're looking at a return. Crowning the reading at the higher self level. There is a return. There are pieces of us coming back. There are codes. Spiritual abundance is on our way. This is a form of charity or a gift from the divine for us to go through and to seal off these aspects, to clear these codes, to clear these pathways, and to open up our heart again. With that heart focus, right, that heart-centered connection, it's recognizing that in our day-to-day, the methods of discovery of belonging to love requires us to shout out our freedom and to clear out everywhere we feel like we don't belong in the heart with the form as love, right? So a lot of this recognition is this is our divine inheritance, is to have our soul back, right? To return those fractals of consciousness, to extend this beyond time and space, and to recognize our eternal and our infinite presence. And a part of this Six of Pentacles is that we are receiving back some sort of aspect of ourselves, or some sort of code, so it could be a code, fractal, fire letter, a soul aspect, a version of ourselves. We are receiving that back at the level of the higher self, because it's time for us to unify and to grow through this period of acceleration and expansion, and to clear out the heart, especially in regards to mother and father stuff, okay? Especially in regards to mother and father. So at the past, we're looking at the moon. We are looking at this eclipse passageway. We're also looking at the unknown. We're looking at that deep dive and that rise up frequency. Very much so the energy of the phoenix in the lunar eclipse. And in the future, we're looking at that choice point, right? We're looking at that, the awaiting of the arrival, but we're also looking at that choice of pathways. We're looking at coming into that trinitized being. This is the mother, father, child, all unified in the now, and then awaiting for where we go on this journey. This is a moment to pause. It's a moment to reflect, right? Before we make the choice to take a ship, because if we see in this, we've got multiple ships coming in, right? So a lot of this is as we are calling forward our creations, or our new journeys forward, or our new homes, or our new friend groups, or that new abundance, right? This is coming through with the energy of choice point, sacred reflection. Go within with the hangman, and let's go within and go, okay, what is highest aligned for me? What possibilities await me, right? And it's not questioning and belonging to the future, but it's staying present and knowing that your choice of discernment exists within, in that now moment. And that is the choice point on pathways. How do we walk forward from here? Now that we've learned these lessons, now that we've grown up, right? Now that we've gone through our maturation and we've gotten the return of these pieces of ourselves, coming from the unconscious realm into more consciousness, right? The illumination point of those unconscious realms coming forward, right? It's then the choice of the journey forward. The pause, the wait, the reflect, but knowing that the ships are coming in, the ships are coming in, the ships are coming in, and recognizing then, what is our choice point? What is our choice point in the review process, and where do we belong if we are working with the essence of freedom, the essence of sovereignty, and the essence of autonomy? Where do we belong? We want to make sure that if we are establishing a new connection with these choices of freedom, of revelation, of clarity, of love, then we also need to make sure that the choices in our day-to-day and what we choose to stick with, belong to, or arrive with, and jump forward towards, that we are still working in those frequencies. A lot of the discord or the discrepancies in our reality is that we make a choice. I'm going to choose freedom, and then an offering comes up, and then it's like we might have neglected that choice of freedom, or neglected that choice of sovereignty, or neglected that choice of love, and we start to recognize that there's a behavioral pattern, and I witnessed this in my own life and with others, that there's a behavioral pattern where we choose something, but then we almost forget, because it's so easy to stay in the stuckness or stay in the old. So a part of this void, and sitting in the void within that hangman in reverse, right, or the hangman being upside down, is a part of that is this is where the lint in our pockets gets dumped out, right? So when the universe flips us upside down, or what we would call a reversal, right? What happens is then all of a sudden all of our empty change, all the nooks and crannies spill out, right? So what this is, it's a moment of uncovering. It's a moment of dissolving. It is that moment of revelation, but it's also really much so a spin cycle rinse of dissolving further layers of our own selves, recognizing that we're creating our own problems, right? And as a result, we also have the ability to create our own solutions. So a part of this retrieval here is the ability to make better solutions and better choices on the way forward, right? And so as we ramp up to the end of this gateway, right, of the solar eclipse passageway, and this new moon, is we want to make sure, okay, are our choices in alignment with who we are today? Those things that we stand for, right? And what we stand for, are we making choices that align to those realities? Because all of them exist at a vibrational bandwidth. Freedom, love, unity, right? We have to make sure that we're not playing in persecution, we're not playing in martyrdom, we're not playing in sacrifice, right? A lot of this like religiosity tone that comes through, right, is we recognize that we can honor the ancients, we can honor the masters without having to play into the dogma, right? So a lot of that is dissolve the storyline, but also, you know, a part of the requirement of this acceleration in the choice point is if we're choosing freedom, if we're choosing love, if we're choosing unity, if we're choosing abundance, we have to be mindful. Let's not play in scarcity. Let's not play in lack. When those thoughts come up and they loop us into old trajectories, let's make sure we're clearing them out. Let's make sure that we're speaking out our truth clearly, with others or with ourselves. Get out the pen and paper, write it down, do some journaling, do some blogging, do some vlogging, right? Do some journeying, shamanic journeying, create a ritual, right? We want to make sure that we are letting go of all the narratives of like abuse, and all of the child stuff that's coming up right now, because very much so up for review in my own life has been the child and what we've been doing, to keep those systems alive, and making sure that our intentions, our prayers, are freedom for the children, freedom for the kiddos, and freedom for the freedom for ourselves as we relax. Okay, so let's see, is there anything else that wants to come forward? Yeah. Perspective shift, right? When we're going through our moments of grieving, when we're in this void expression, let's make sure that we recognize that Two of Cups still stands, and that Two of Cups represents love. It represents family. It represents a balance. It represents family, and the values of reciprocity, right? And so let's recognize that, like, yeah, let's feel in our moments of mourning, but let's also take a moment to recognize that those two cups do still stand, and to remain grateful for what we still have, right? Once again, another perspective shift here. Are we fully seeing what the universe is aligning for us in this now moment? Because it does associate with this Three of Wands. So this does require us to take off the blinders and to look up. So yeah, you might be grieving, you might be feeling, but let's also take a moment to see what offering the universe is giving us. And what is this offer? It might not be a physical offer. We're looking at a cup here, so we're looking at an emotional offer. The moments that we clear out all this deep trauma, right, we're getting that clarity. And while we're going through the process, we might not fully understand why we're feeling or why we're grieving. But also, too, this is that the universe is saying, hey, there's love here. There is an Ace of Cups here. There is unity. There's tribe. There's family. There's soul here, right? And within you, that spark, right? Sometimes that Ace of Cups, right, is the soul gift. It is the overflowing abundance of your soul and the light from the divine that frees us from these pains. And so while we're feeling that, we feel like we don't have anything or we've lost these things, a part of that gift from the divine is saying, hey, this moment that you're feeling is the gift. The moment of receiving this light that is shifting you out, this eclipse passageway, the tunnel, the echoes, the reverberation, all of this, the weird spiritual stuff, right? All the astral 4D stuff, all of it is a gift, right? And so if we recognize that every cog has a necessary function in the creation of the universal ascension, and of the planetary ascension of Gaia, okay, we also have to recognize that in the hearts of humanity, every experience right now is a part of the gift of the shift. The gift of the shift is in humanity, and it's everything that's playing out right now. Whether we identify it with not, whether we're aware of it or not, every single moment, every fractal, every fracture, every pain, every choice of freedom is a part of the necessary functioning that creates the collision point of the unification and the integration of the soul self and the remembrance of who we are as that divine, as the divinity, as the divine human. Yep, and there it is. This is the recognition point that all of these things that exist within you are a part of your creation and are a part of the plan and the pathway. So if you've got the skills to represent, because you do have the skills to represent yourself as a creator and as source consciousness, what are you creating in every now moment? The choice point on freedom, the choice point on clarity, the choice point on abundance, the choice point on magic, the choice point on revelation, the choice point on peace, the choice point on unity. All of that exists within the hands of the creator, and we can take all of this beautiful elemental magic and all of our resources together of the infinite self, and we can begin to cast and create a new spell. And a part of that is shifting out the belief systems. It's also being mindful of what we are saying, what we are doing, what we are being, and what we are consuming in every now moment, because all of that ties into who we are as a creator and as a part of our creation. So everything existing in your reality is a part of your creation. Own it and say, hey, this is a part of my creation. Either I undo it, or either I let it be, or I shift out, right? That is the choice point, is as you are awaiting this new arrival and what the new insight, the new clarity, the new cellular version of yourselves, right? The new light body, all of these things that are awakening, the new human is also too, is recognizing that as a part of creator consciousness, okay? What in my reality still belongs and what in my reality doesn't. That's a part of the shift. If we keep playing in these trajectories where we're not fully seeing what we have and where we keep coming back into all of this pain and all of this mourning, yes, it's a part of the clearing process, but if we're looping into these patterns, where are we creating it and how can we shift out of it, right? Number one, that's the unified self. That's the wholeness. That's the wholeness and the wellness that exists within you. Let's begin playing and creating as that, and we will see how the things turn. This is about recognizing that if you know unity consciousness and you play in unity consciousness, be unity consciousness. Allow the separation to fall, but we are stronger together than we are apart. We're stronger together than we are apart. We're stronger together than we are apart. And this includes all fractals and versions of you across all of the multiverses are better with you than they are fractalized off into some other place, okay? Or some other time space, or into some future timeline. The present you belongs with the present you, and that is the gift, is belonging to you as the present, because you are the gift, and that is your soul light as a creator. Any final words from the cause? Okay, here we go. Got Dragon Papa coming in. Feel abundant in all that you do and feel your connection to Gaia into the earthly realms, right? A part of the elemental magic, right, is it is a part of you. And so part of that creation point is also to get out into nature and to remember that the energy of doing with nature, the action with nature, which is a part of flowing with the divine and flowing with our natural essence and our natural resources, is going to do a lot for us, right? There is some Rainbow Bridge DNA and some Rainbow Bridge activity that is happening in a lot of grid work. And so as a result, anything to get out with Pachamama and to go and to do is going to be good. If you need to be. But there is an energy of doing here and an energy of that Dragon Papa coming through and saying, you guys are creator source. You are creator source potential. Remember that, recognize that, unify with self, and allow the purification to take place. There's a lot of fire in this energy, but there's a lot of self-worth in this energy as well. So that self-worth and self-value component is belonging to yourself and feeling whole and well and abundant in all that you do. And of course, yes, that naturally will reflect out in the reality. But what we're doing is coming back to a place of simplicity and wholeness within the form, within the soul, within the cellular body, to remember what it is to be that light. Okay? So I love you guys. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. If you would like to book a session, Founders of Light Network is in the description box. If you'd like to donate, I would greatly appreciate it. But there is no expectation. We hold no expectation here. All right? So I love you guys. Much love and respect to everyone out there. We're just going to close out all portals, all passageways, and all doorways to this reading. And with that, I will see you in another moment of the now. Namaste.